Hello everyone. Today I am excited to take you through the remarkable life and career of one of the most influential photographers of the 20th century, Margaret Bourke-White. Known for her pioneering spirit and extraordinary talent, she captured some of the most iconic images of her time. Bourke-White was born in New York City in 1904. Her mother, Mary White, was married to her father, Joseph White, after which she divorced him. Her mother found herself a widow with a 3-year-old girl to care for, and Margaret Bourke-White took the White surname. She was raised in Bound Brook, New Jersey, where the only daycare facility was a regular church with a bay in which you could wheel your baby carriage. Bored at home, Bourke-White and her mother set forth for the church at a very early age, and unexpectedly, there were many interesting people to see both parading down the street each morning and heard orating from the church pulpit. Developing her talent for observation and a deep interest in human experience, the child was born in the cradle of the industrial life of the nation, in the original Steel Belt. It was her childhood in an industrial city that made her always appreciate that unpretentious people could do great things. She always understood the value of hard work, for she saw it pay off. She always admired the pride with which this workhard could throw out his chest. Always she sought the cities and the towns and the ways of life which ran along the edges of new fumbling industry, which were the essence of our national character. Margaret Bourke-White pursued higher education at several institutions, reflecting her diverse interests and determination. She initially attended Columbia University, where she studied under renowned photographers Clarence H. White. She then transferred to the University of Michigan and later Purdue University. Ultimately, she completed her education at Cornell University, graduating in 1927 with a degree in biology. This eclectic educational background laid a strong foundation for her future career, combining technical skills with a broad perspective on the world. Margaret Bourke-White began her illustrious photography career in the late 1920s, opening her first studio within her apartment in Cleveland, Ohio. Her captivation with industrial landscapes and machinery drove her to focus on the magnificence and complexity of factories and steel mills. Her unique angle in capturing these scenes set her apart in a field largely dominated by men. This innovative vision captured the attention of Henry Luce, founder of Fortune magazine, who in 1929 appointed her as the magazine's first staff photographer. Her contributions to Fortune not only underscored America's industrial strength, but also redefined the standards for industrial photography, cementing her status as a trailblazer in the artistic world. In 1936, Margaret Bourke-White achieved a groundbreaking milestone by becoming the first female photojournalist for Life magazine. Her photograph of the Fort Peck Dam construction project graced the cover of Life's inaugural issue, cementing her status as a trailblazer in the field. Her work at Life was characterized by a profound commitment to visual storytelling, capturing both the monumental and the human aspects of her subjects. She gained access to photograph Soviet heavy industry, offering a rare glimpse into the industrialization efforts under Joseph Stalin's regime. These images not only showcased her technical prowess, but also demonstrated her ability to navigate complex political landscapes in pursuit of her art. Her unique perspective distinguished her work in a male-dominated field and set the stage for her future groundbreaking assignments. Bourke-White's early assignments for Life magazine included documenting the Dust Bowl, where she portrayed the stark realities of rural America's struggle during the Great Depression. Her poignant images of impoverished families and barren landscapes highlighted the severity of the economic crisis, bringing the hardships faced by millions into the public consciousness. These powerful photographs not only set new standards for photojournalism, but also played a critical role in garnering public support for New Deal programs aimed at relief and recovery. Her ability to blend artistry with documentary photography created compelling visual narratives that resonated deeply with viewers. Bourke-White's contributions to Life magazine were instrumental in establishing the publication as a leading platform for photojournalism, shaping the way stories were told through the camera lens at this point in history. During World War II, Margaret Bourke-White pioneered in her role as one of the first female war correspondents, and notably, the first woman allowed to operate within combat zones. She joined the ranks of the U.S. military as a photojournalist, where her camera documented the intense and brutal realities of war. Bourke-White's assignments transported her to numerous battlefronts, such as those in North Africa and Italy. However, her photographic coverage of the German invasion of the Soviet Union stands out as particularly impactful. The visuals she captured offered a rare and unsettling view into the dynamics of the Eastern Front, revealing the extensive human suffering and destruction wrought by the warfare. Bourke-White's most influential work during World War II emerged during the liberation of Buchenwald concentration camp in 1945. She joined forces with General Patton's Third Army, capturing the grave realities encountered within the camp through her lens. Her photographs depicted the appalling conditions and the gaunt survivors, which played a pivotal role in exposing the horrors of the Holocaust to the world. These images stood as irrefutable testimony to the atrocities perpetrated by the Nazis. Her brave and incisive approach to photojournalism not only showcased the grim truths of war, but also highlighted the endurance and spirit of the victims. Bourke-White's contributions during this period cemented her legacy as a trailblazing and intrepid photojournalist. In her expansive coverage that went beyond the European front, Margaret Bourke-White's photographic assignments also brought her to Asia, where she documented significant historical moments. In India, her photography vividly captured the tumultuous period of the fight for independence, showcasing both the intense violence associated with partition and the emergent hope as the nation neared its liberation. Her time in China saw her highlighting the indomitable spirit of the Chinese people during the harsh Japanese occupation. These assignments underlined Bourke-White's prowess in lending a human touch to international conflicts, providing a nuanced and empathetic perspective on the war's repercussions across varied cultures and communities. After World War II, renowned photographer Margaret Bourke-White captured key moments from significant mid-20th century events. One pivotal assignment was the documentation of India's partition in 1947. As she traveled to India, Bourke-White aimed her camera at the unfolding dynamics that came with India's shift from British colonization to independence, a moment brimming with national optimism and anticipation for self-rule. However, the transition also ushered in severe communal strife and one of history's greatest exoduses. Through her powerful photographs, Bourke-White chronicled both the celebration of nationhood and the intense anguish associated with widespread displacement and conflict. Her images effectively convey the stark human toll brought about by such monumental political changes, vividly capturing both the endurance and tribulations of the people during this volatile era. Margaret Bourke-White, undeterred by her extensive travels and demanding tasks, continued to generate influential works throughout the 1950s. Her journalistic pursuits took her to South Africa, where her lens focused on the brutal realities of apartheid, capturing striking images that brought global attention to the deeply entrenched racial disparities and injustices endured by Black South Africans. These photographs played a pivotal role in elevating global scrutiny and condemnation of the apartheid regime. Bourke-White's dedication to social justice was evident in her ability to depict the resilience and dignity of her subjects, highlighting her lasting influence on the field of photojournalism. Her work during this period also included a poignant series on the Korean War, as well as explorations into the industrial expanses and social nuances of post-war America. In the early 1950s, acclaimed photographer Margaret Bourke-White faced a profound personal challenge as she was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. This debilitating neurological condition progressively hampered her photographic career. However, her fervent passion and dedication to her craft did not falter. She endeavored to stay professionally active, engaging with her artistic work through publications and exhibitions as much as her health would allow. Bourke-White authored Portrait of Myself in 1963, a reflective autobiography that offered a deep dive into her resilient spirit and trailblazing career. Through her narrative, she showcased the unyielding determination that underpinned her role as a pioneer in the field of photojournalism. Her passing on August 27, 1971, marked the end of a remarkable life, Yet her profound influence on photography endures. The fearless Margare showed that women are able to work where previously only men were able to prove themselves, despite all the bias of the time. Her example inspired hundreds of women war correspondents. Newspapers and magazines wrote enthusiastically about her feat, and Fortune's editor and friend of Margare, Calder Willingham, awarded her his Military Service and Defense Medal. She received the George Polk Award in Journalism in 1945, the Grand Prize for Photographic Reporting from Overseas Press Club of America in 1953, the Infinity Award for Life Achievement in 1989, and many other prestigious awards. Margaret Bourke-White's legacy as a relentless truth seeker and her capability to capture historical moments with both empathy and precision left a lasting impact on photography. As one of the first women to excel in this male-dominated profession, she not only broke barriers but also set new standards. Her works continue to motivate contemporary photographers and journalists, underscoring the enduring relevance and transformative power of visual storytelling in shaping our perception of the world.